Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today we'll talk a little bit about jazz fusion, improvisation and technique to improvise and stuff like that. So that's why I'm speaking in English, because I thought that maybe this topic is not really popular among just like my usual Italian crowd, so maybe I can have a larger audience if I speak in English. So if you like this video, please then put a thumbs up and subscribe and blah 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 to help to spread the word, because I think this video is kind of unique. Maybe I don't know if I ever see anyone speaking about this topic. So the solo that you just heard, I played on the backing track of Fred, and actually I want to thank Daniele for his amazing backing track. Once again, it's the second time I'm using his track, so you can find the link in the description down below if you want to check out his YouTube channel, because he's a really great guitar player. Anyway, the solo that I just played is on the track Fred by Allan Holdsworth and Tony Williams, of course, because the original track is on the Tony Williams Lifetime record of 1972, so kind of an old one, but really a classic of the fusion repertoire, let's say. So, and I really like this song. It's really dreamy. The chords are not that hard to play, you know, to improvise. But unfortunately, my improvisational skills are not that great to actually perform a solo like the one that they just played. So I wrote down that solo in a manner that maybe can be interesting for you guys. Let me know if you like this idea. So as you know, Allan Holdsworth is one of the greatest improviser ever. Sadly, he's not with us anymore, but he had like a super incredible flow, like his phrasing was really amazing and kind of unique. So I'm not that talented to play in a similar fashion, but there is another guitar player that I really like. It's kind of a young guitar player, and I think he's really great, and he deserves a little bit more of attention. His name is Nieri. He's a guy from Brazil. Now he's playing with Virgil Donati band, and he's really great. I really enjoy the way he plays everything, the way he improvises and stuff like that. So there's a version of Fred that he's playing with his fellow Brazilian friends, Bruno Valverde on drums and Junior Braguinha on bass, and I think that performance is really great. All of the three guys, they're playing great, but the Andre solo blew me away when I heard it. So at first I wanted to copy, to transcribe the whole solo, but then like it's really hard because it's got a really strange technique with fingerstyle and stuff. Then for me it's really hard as well. So I said, okay, I got an idea. Maybe I can just transcribe the structure of the solo without actually transcribing the real notes, and maybe I can make my own phrases and licks that are in the same fashion of what Andre played. And this is what I did. So I transcribed the structure like in this way. I think I will put this thing on the screen somehow. So yeah, this is basically the whole solo, but as you can see, it's not really music. It's more like notes for me. That made me think a lot about how to lay down ideas in a guitar solo. I mean, in a solo in general, this is not just guitar related. You can apply this kind of technique, I guess, to anything else. So for example, at the beginning, the first note Andre played is on the 4 beat of the second bar, and actually I think I never started the solo here like on the 4th beat, like 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 ba. And I mean, this was just the first note. It was like, oh wow, this is really interesting. So I started with a different note than him, and then you can see here there's like irregular group. I don't know how to say this in English, like a triplet of quarter notes, maybe? I don't know. So da da do da, etc. And then I wrote down like tensions and chromatics with this kind of rhythmic figure. So I wanted to absorb the ideas that Andre is using, like which rhythmic vocabulary he's using. It's really more important than that, because sometimes I find out when I improvise with kind of like trivial rhythmic ideas. So maybe I would never improvise with this tak ta tak ta tak ta tak ta tak, and he's using that a lot, and I really enjoyed it. Like I never thought about it. So I was like, okay, that's great. And then, for example, here he plays like a 16 lick, like a 1 bar 16 notes, but the pickup is like two 16 notes, like the second and the fourth 16 notes, like da tu ti pa da tu ti pa da. And this is really cool. Like it makes me really give me an idea of flow. I don't know. So, and then here I wrote down penta melodic. So it's kind of like, okay, more of a pentatonic and melodic idea. And then on the A and the G chords, I can use more again, like this triplet of like quarter triplet notes. So basically that's what I did. Sometimes maybe I think I stole some actual lick without really want to do it, just because they were in my head. You know, the one that are easily like easier to catch. And then I come up with my own long 16 notes lick. And then here, for example, I wrote down crazy. So I wanted to make something that was like, oh my god, I want to go crazy with you know, in that particular moment. And yeah, so basically that's what I did. So if you want to check out his version, I will put down the link in the description below. And you can definitely tell that I copied just the script, but not copying the notes. And I think it's really useful to do that, because I'm not that great improviser, but I want to believe that if I start to compose my solos in this way, maybe then I can improvise in a similar fashion, and instead of thinking about just like what I have to play in this very moment, maybe I can have the idea of the bigger picture, that it's really important if you have to lay down a solo that is long, I guess. So I wanted to share this experiment with you, and I'm really happy with the result. Like I like the solo that I played. It's really nice, and also it made me write more licks that I think I can actually use. I really enjoy these fourth licks, these kind of Frank Gambale-ish licks, these ones. So instead of playing triads arpeggios, I'm playing fourths. Some diatonic, some of them are chromatics, but this is like more of creativity thing. I mean, it's just like you can do whatever you like. It's just like a thing I'm actually learning at the moment. So I said, okay, let's try to make a lick with that stuff. So yeah, let me know, guys, if you do the same. I don't know, because I don't think that there's any other video talking about this particular subject, and I guess it can be really useful if you want to copy just like maybe the energy of a guitar player without actually stealing his licks. So yeah, let me know what you think. Write me down a comment if you're using this strategy already, or if you're using a different strategy, or if you want to share some ideas that can improve my improvisation and actually make me do this transition from write down solos to improvise solos that are cool enough to be comparable to the written one. So yeah, let me know if you know anything about it. In the meanwhile, guys, thank you very much for watching the videos until this very moment. If you let's do this little experiment. If you watched until here, in the comment you can write down. Yeah, you can write down in the comment quartal arpeggio, so I can see that you actually watched the video until this very point. So again, thank you very much, guys. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe, push the bell notification, and blah blah blah. And see you next time. Ciao. Foo.